This afternoon, Governor Patrick Morrisey pledged to improve transparency, accountability, and outcomes in the state's child care welfare system.
Shelby Burrow joins us live in the studio with those details. Shelby?
Well, Gina and Peyton, Governor Morrisey says his administration will be more open about the issues in the state system and that his moves today are only the first step.
I think you all know that these issues have been going on for a very, very long time. And unfortunately, it's the kids that suffer, and we can't tolerate that.
Governor Patrick Morrisey announced plans to change and address the issues in the child welfare system to promote transparency and accountability.
We know that it was difficult to hear many of the issues that could have been avoided, had the state communicated differently, had the state eliminated some red tape, or had the right tools to better equip our CPS workers.
The issue comes after high-profile cases highlighted abuse and failure within the system, including the case of 14-year-old Kennedy Miller, a Boone County teenager who was found dead and emaciated in her home in April of 2024 after being pulled from public school and homeschooled since 2020, as well as the Sissonville couple found guilty of child abuse and human trafficking after their adopted children were found locked in a shed. Both cases bringing light to the questions surrounding how the state's Child Protective Services Agency operated and responded to cases.
It's tough to sit and listen to all those negative experiences about what many of the folks went through. And I know that I share some of that from when I worked down the hall as the Attorney General, where we didn't have some of the tools that we needed to ultimately bring the kind of change to the system that's required. That's changing now.
State leaders spent the last 2 weeks touring the state to host 8 listening sessions to get input from families, caseworkers, providers, and the communities regarding their problems with the state system and how they could strengthen it.
We want people to tell their story, but also to use their experiences to help us inform change within the system.
The changes being implemented, transparency around child fatalities or near fatalities, and revamping the child welfare dashboard to make it easier to use and access data.
After conducting an internal review of circumstances of 6 fatalities or near fatalities that occurred between 2021 and 2024, the Department of Human Services will be implementing a new transparency policy that interprets the Child Abuse Prevention and Treatment Act. There was no excuse to keep this information shielded from the public. No excuse. We're going to be different. We're going to be upfront with the people of West Virginia.
Other reforms include more training for supervisors to be better prepared and deeper looks into incidents that have occurred and giving caseworkers the chance to gather more information when needed.
These are tough issues that our state faces. But these are issues that have to get fixed. They're not going to get fixed overnight. These are difficult, they're complex issues. But what I can promise you today is that we want to be honest, we want to be transparent, and we will be accountable for what happens.
Morrisey says as they look into more feedback and reports from those listening sessions, more announcements will be coming as they work towards making a safer system for children statewide. Live in the studio, Shelby Burrow, Eyewitness News.